It's payday and my check has just been deposited into my account. But before spending any of the money, I want to walk through my payday routine while recording just to show how quick, simple, and helpful it is to have one. Let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to do is refer to my payday cheat sheet. And this is a sheet that I reference all the time when it comes to my money. It shows me exactly how much money is going to be transferred into each account when I get my paycheck. And it also gives a detailed breakdown of all my bills that I need to pay throughout the month, so I can track them and make sure everything is good. In my money framework video, I talk about how I organize my money into 4 distinct categories: my needs, my savings, my values, and my wants. And that's exactly what my payday routine follows too. I'm taking my money and dividing it into those 4 categories. Once I look at this document, I'm gonna make sure that I know all the dollar amounts and transfers that I need to make. And then I'm gonna move on to step 2, which is actually transferring the money. You know, we gotta put action behind our docs. Now, I'm a little bit old-fashioned. I like to do my transfers manually, but you could automate this process and make it a lot easier if that's what you wanted to do. So again, I'm looking at my payday routine. I'm looking at my payday routine cheat sheet, and I'm gonna make those transfers into the right accounts. So there's 3 main transfers that I need to do. And let's work on the first one, which is moving the money into my expenses account. Let's do that. The first transfer is done. Now I'm gonna do the second transfer, which is going into my savings, making sure the dollar amount is correct. And now for the third and final one, which is to my values. And we're gonna get that one done. And it's done. I'm done. That's my whole payday routine. Now I can just move on with my life, pay any bills if I want to do that. But in terms of just dividing up my paycheck, I'm done. See how simple that was? So though I've made some minor changes to my routine, this is what I've been doing for over the course of a year, and I absolutely love this routine. And I love it because, number one, it is so easy to do. You know, I've had a past of making overly complicated routines that had a lot of steps. It required a lot of math. I was doing the most. But what I've realized is when you make these overly complicated routines, it becomes a lot harder to maintain and keep track of it long term. And when I actually took the time to realize what I needed my paycheck to do for me, which really boils down to those 4 categories, and how much money I would need to actually fulfill the goals or my necessities within each category, my routine became so much simpler and I'm more likely to do it. And I want to emphasize that my routine is able to be so simple now because I did a lot of heavy lifting in the beginning. And what I mean by that is that I took the time to really figure out my numbers. How much was I spending in monthly expenses? What savings goals I was, trying to accomplish, and also figuring out how I wanted to spend my money to help me grow as a person, personal development, figuring out where I wanted to go in life, how much these things would cost me, and how much my bare essential expenses cost, helped me really figure out how much I would need to set aside for each paycheck in order to maintain the lifestyle that I want to maintain. And once you know those numbers, you can modify them a little bit, but for the most part, they're probably going to stay the same. So when payday comes, all I have to do is look at this sheet that took me 1 to 2 hours to put together, spread my money out, and keep pushing with my day. In the future, I want to do a more in-depth video discussing a more in-depth detailed process on how I actually came up with my payday routine. But I really just wanted to show that payday routines don't have to be overly complicated, and once you get it down, it's literally going to take you 5 minutes to do. It may seem overwhelming in the beginning, but please trust and believe that it is very helpful and it can change the way that you look at your finances. So give it a try, trust the process, and know that you got this. Until next time.